Hey there, Abbey Ashley here. I wanted to do something a little bit different in today's video. I wanted to share with you my personal journey because when I was first looking at virtual assistants as an option for me, I had a lot of questions running through my mind. Would this really work? Was I going to be able to find clients? And even if I did I actually have the skills that paying clients wanted? And all of those things were running through my mind. But what I had above all of those questions and all of those fears was a very specific why. And so I wanted to share my journey, the things that worked, the things that didn't work in my path to making that coveted $10,000. And that was actually $10,000 per month working as a virtual assistant. So this is my story. By the way, if you haven't met me, my name is Abbey Ashley. I now run a community of over 150,000 virtual assistants all over the world. And I've personally trained over 7,000 of those to start their own business from scratch. Many of my students have gone on to replace their income, making $10,000, $20,000, even $50,000 per month in their businesses. And I talk all about virtual assistants here on this channel, so make sure that you subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release new content. So when I started my virtual assistants journey, it was actually back in 2015. I was pregnant with my second child, and I was looking for a way to make money working from home, like many of you probably are. Now, I didn't have a ton of experience. I had never been a business owner before, but I had that drive. Being 6 months pregnant, I knew that I had a literal ticking time bomb of when I needed to make this happen. And I think that put a little extra fire under me to really get this thing going, because I knew that if I didn't find a way to make money to work from home, that I'd likely have to go back to a 9-to-5. We just needed the finances. Now, I didn't have a huge social media following either. And I think that's one of the things that's really important to realize with virtual assistants is that this isn't the kind of business that you have to grow some massive Instagram following, that you have to have a TikTok shop and be talking on it every single day, multiple times a day. In fact, most virtual assistants can replace their income with 4 to 7 clients. We like to call it the core 4. You've got to get your core 4 clients, which means that you don't need thousands of people coming to your e-commerce store or your Etsy shop. You don't need thousands of yeses. You don't need hundreds of yeses. You need 4 yeses. And I think that that's something that really kept me going in the early days, was knowing, okay, I know this is hard. I know that marketing a new business is not easy for anyone, but I have to just keep going. I just have to get those 4 yeses, and that would be a game changer for me. Now, I think something really important to note in my journey is that I also had a 2-year-old at home during this time, my daughter Evie. And if anyone is at home with a 2-year-old, you know that that's not always easy to have dedicated time. And so for me, I knew that one, I did have to set aside some dedicated time. So that meant that I would occasionally ask my mother-in-law to help watch my daughter, or, during nap time, I would have super laser focus, or at night, once she went to bed, like I did have dedicated hours because I only had like 15 hours a week to work myself. I knew that my income goals wouldn't be hit by just the work I could do. So I actually scaled with a team right away. I'm talking like from day one. When I got a client for about $30 an hour, I went ahead and was paying a subcontractor about $12 an hour immediately. And I literally just asked other mom friends of mine, hey, do you want to make some money working from home? People I trusted. I would hand off work to them. They would do the work, hand it back to me, and I would send it on to my clients. And so really all I had to focus on was checking their work and building my business, going out and getting more clients. Another thing that really helped during this entire journey was embracing the idea, which is now literally one of our core values at the Virtual Savvy, of action over perfection. I couldn't wait until I felt confident. Like I had to do it scared. I would occasionally go to local networking meetings, and yeah, it was scary. I had those feelings in the pit of my stomach that, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But if I would have waited for those to go away, nothing ever would have happened. I had to take action before I actually felt comfortable enough to do it. Another thing that I think really helped me in the beginning is that I didn't niche down right away. 10 years in business, I still don't know if it's niche or niche. People say the riches are in the niches, but I say niche because it just sounds fancier. But I didn't niche down right away. In fact, I started with just general admin services. That would be things like data entry, scheduling social media, I would do some blog writing, I would do research or travel planning, and you wouldn't believe how many people need these simple tasks done, like answering the hundreds of emails that come into their inbox, or paying invoices or sending out invoices for them. And after training over 7,000 VAs myself, I see that this is a mistake that people make sometimes, is they think they have to niche down. You know, the riches are in the niches, so I have to choose this really, really tiny niche. And I don't actually think that's true. I think that it's better to actually start broad, say, I'm going to take anyone on as a client if they're a small business owner, right? Which is a niche in and of itself, right? You're a virtual assistant for small business owners, but just do those simple general admin tasks. And then eventually you'll be like, ooh, this client asked me to manage their Pinterest and I'm really loving this. Or I got referred to this real estate agent and now she's referring me to all these friends. And now I have 5 real estate agent clients. Like, that is why I always say, don't go find your niche will find you, because over time you'll be like, oh, this is it. And I think that if you niche down too soon, you're really limiting yourself by saying, I will only take this kind of client, which really the path you're supposed to go on could be with one of these different niches. So yeah, these are all things that really helped me. And like I said before, my main focus was marketing. And this is another big way that I think people get messed up in this whole journey, is that I made my number one focus getting clients. Like, if I had 10 hours a week, I was spending 9.5 of those hours marketing, and not just like posting on socials. Like, that is passive marketing. That's just throwing stuff out and hoping somebody comes to you. I'm talking about real grassroots relationship marketing. That is reaching out to friends and family, which, by the way, I actually have the exact template that I used and that thousands of my students have used in order to get their first client. It's the personal outreach template. You can comment template below and I will send it to you. But I reached out to friends and family. I struck up conversations with real business owners. I went to live networking events. Even though it was difficult, I was literally showing up with a giant pregnant belly. I had a 2-year-old that I'd have to figure out childcare for those 2 hours. Like, it wasn't easy, but I made it a priority pretty much once a week to go to a live networking event because I needed to meet real business owners and have real conversations. And when I couldn't meet people in person, I was going online and I was joining local Facebook groups or online business Facebook groups. And I was really just focusing on giving value first, right? Being helpful, being a human, not trying to just sell. And those are all the reasons that I was able to book out my services literally within 30 days, you guys. Within 30 days, all of my hours were complete and I was starting to fill those hours for my subcontractors. And it was so fast that those $10,000 months came because I only needed to sign a few clients in order to hit that. So if there are 4 major tips that I would give to you if you are wanting to reach those fast $10,000 months with virtual assistants, if I could break it down into just 4 easy, simple steps, they would be: start before you feel ready, focus on simple general admin services, build real relationships, and stay consistent. I think so many people online are looking for the silver bullet, like, oh, this is gonna be the thing that just changes everything. And after 10 years in business, I truly believe that the only silver bullet is consistency. It's showing up, it's doing the work, it's watering the seeds. You gotta plant, you gotta water, and sometimes it takes time, but if you're consistent and you just keep going, you are gonna see those results. What stood out to you in today's video? I'd love to know in the comments below. And again, if you want that personal outreach template, go ahead and comment template in the comments below and I'll make sure to send that to you as well. Oh, one last thing. If you want to know how to do networking really, really well, I created an entire YouTube video to show you exactly my secret hacks for how to be awesome at live networking events. You can go ahead and check those out here. All right, that's all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video.